toxicologist and a lecturer, molecular biologist. His name is Yakubu Adam. And Yakubu has been doing a lot of research on the effects of GALAMSEY on our bodies. Yakubu, good morning. Welcome to GTV Breakfast. Your latest piece is GALAMSEY and its associated congenital anomalies, a public health concern in Ghana. Break it down for my 14-year-old son. What is your research about?
Okay, thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners, and good morning to you as well and your team. When it comes to the latest publication on GALAMSEY and its associated anomaly, research findings have shown that mercury usage in GALAMSEY extraction can actually get into our systemic circulation. And one research that was done by our team in one of these GALAMSEY areas indicate that pregnant women that actually give birth to children in this community that is exposed to GALAMSEY most likely are to give birth to babies with abnormalities such as microcephaly, that is small head. Maybe you can give birth to a child whereby the limbs are being combined. You can give birth to a child with maybe hole in heart or a deformed heart. And these are investigated associations with mercury usage in GALAMSEY. So basically, that is a summary of my research, a birth defect as a result of mercury in our system.
How does the mercury affect the body in such a way that you have deformities and defects?
Okay, when we are talking about mercury, because these illegal miners, they actually does not have license to operate. So therefore, when they are operating, they are not operating under any supervision. Unlike the large-scale miners that normally have EPA licenses, Forestry Commission licenses, or approval. So with them, they are having safety gear to actually protect them when they are actually evaporating the mercury from it all. But when it comes to the illegal small-scale mining, when they use the mercury to trap the gold, after trapping the gold, they have to evaporate this mercury off. And by evaporating this mercury off, they intend to inhale it. And this can also get into their brain directly, which can deposit in their brain for even research has shown that it can even get into the brain and get deposited for 20 years. And this can lead to neurological problems. And if it doesn't go into you, to your brain, it actually gets into your systemic circulation, that's your blood, and get deposited on your kidney. Yes, and one thing is that when it gets into your system, extraction or excretion from your kidney becomes impossible. So it has to deposit on your kidney, and that can also cause inflammation of the kidney, leading to an impairment. And one thing is that when you are evaporating this mercury from it all, the vapor can also get into our environment and contaminate our water body and also our soils. So any plant or any harvest that is or any crop that is harvested from this land, the person consuming from this harvest is actually exposing him or herself to mercury. And also when it gets into our water body, so anybody that is living around that area and depending on that source of water is also likely to expose himself to this mercury. And one thing about this mercury is that we have three forms: the metallic, the inorganic, and organic. And the organic one is most dangerous. But what we use in GALAMSEY is the elemental. The research has shown that when it gets into our water body, microorganisms in our water bodies convert them from the metallic mercury to the organic form. Yes, and when it comes to the organic form, that is the most toxic. It's we say it's neurotoxic, meaning it can actually lead to mental disorder or can actually also lead to maybe cardiovascular problems such as hypertension and the rest.
Right.
So if you are a pregnant woman and you are living in this community and your only source of water is this maybe contaminated water body, you are actually taking in mercury. And when this mercury gets into your system, because you share a certain stuff with your child, when as a pregnant woman, there is a barrier that's called the blood placenta barrier. Research has shown that this mercury can pass through the placenta and get into the child. And when this gets to the child, if the child is not well formed before this mercury passes through the placenta and gets to the child can get abnormally. So you give birth to the child, and the child has a small brain because the brain has developed well, but because of the mercury, it has hindered its development. So at the end of it, you develop a small brain, and developing a small brain will lead to a small head. That is what we call microcephaly. And that can also lead to other birth effects, such as one eye, giving birth to a person with one eye, maybe without a mouth, or maybe hole in heart, giving birth to a child with even a kidney combined together. Any sort of deformities or abnormalities is associated, and research has proven that.
Yakubu, I mean, thanks for this very alarming findings that you are making. But I also see that you've written something linking the rise in kidney failures to GALAMSEY. Explain that link. What's going on?
Yes. For the search in kidney failure, one thing about the mercury, that most research, if I'm not actually exaggerated, about 1,000 research, or more than 1,000 research, has actually associated mercury exposure to to kidney failure. And one of its pathways is that when you inhale or when you take in any food that is containing this mercury. And one thing is that the mercury too is by skin contact. You can pick them. So imagine these GALAMSEY people in the pit, and maybe the water that they are even in, that muddy water is even contaminated with mercury. They can pick it directly into their skin. Or whatever dresses or clothes they wear can be contaminated. When they come to their houses, their spouse are also exposed to this mercury. So when it comes to this mercury, when it gets into our skin, through our skin, it gets into our blood. And the research have found that the major deposition site, that's the major site that it can get deposited, is the kidney. Because of its lipophilic nature, that is because of its lipid nature.
Right.
And the kidney too is that lipid form. So lipid. So it can actually deposit there. And when it deposits there, it does not end there. It causes inflammation because it's not supposed to be there. So your body will try to fight it. And by fighting it, it's fighting your kidney because it is inside your kidney.
Yakubu, where do we have the highest incidences of mercury poisoning in Ghana? And do the GALAMSEY people themselves know that they are killing themselves?
Little research has been done about, little education has been done about that. As in the health implications, we always focus on the environmental, without talking about the health implications. So in one of my papers, I recommended that we do this kind of education so that it goes downward with the illegal miners, so that they know that it's not only that they are trying to get money, but they are also prone to certain risks such as kidney failure. And at the end of it, it's going to lead to even the money that you are going to get, you are going to spend on treating yourself. Now, when it comes to Ghana, the hotspot for GALAMSEY, when you visit the Minerals Commission website, currently the small-scale miners that are registered, about 3,000, yes, that have been given license to operate. But when you go to Takwa in Tuaim alone, research has shown this is the data from 2018. We are having about 3,468 GALAMSEY sites just in Takwa in Tuaim.
The number again, 3,000 what?
468.
3458.
3468.
Sites, individual sites. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way.
Individual sites. And the second highest was found in Amenfi East. That was 1,197. And the third highest was Pistia Uni Valley. That's 1,130 sites.
These are sites.
Those are sites. Those that are even operating GALAMSEY, that are even operating illegally, are even more than those that are even registered. Even just one, this is in Takwa, the Western region.
Okay, so the numbers you gave me are the people who are registered.
The 3,000 are those that are registered on their website.
And you are saying that they are more
right now is
the illegal are even more than this.
Yes, that is even in one region that we are even talking about. Because this GALAMSEY is in almost all the 14 regions. Only 2 regions that have GALAMSEY from our research find it, Accra and Volta region. But when you go to the region, they are also doing something with Palusia miners. for them, they are doing the surface mining. But the hotspot when it comes to Galamsey is actually Western region.
Western region.
Western North.
So the people who are registered to operate legally, are they also using the mercury and contaminating the body, water bodies and human beings?
Yes, those that are even registered. So in one of my publications, I even raised that thing. Those that are even registered, they will just under the disguise of having a lancet, they will end up even contaminated because for them they are even taken with, let's say, impunity because they are having the lancet. So they take and they show little concern when it comes to the safety aspect of it. And one thing is that I have to charge the EPA. You give them the environmental protection approval or the land, the EPA approval.
Yeah.
So we have to constantly get to the ground and see whether they are doing safe mining. Because at the end of it, they have to put on the protective gear, make sure that, before they will give you the land, you don't have to contaminate the water body. If you want to wash it, you have to create your own paper or something and get your soft water and wash it. But they end up depending on the nearby, because trying to do that, it's also costly. Yes, so they will try to use the nearby water body. And because they are having lances, the soldiers or whatever task force does not get to them, and they rather chase those that are without lances.
Which of our river bodies? Which of our river bodies? Sorry about that. Which of our river bodies is the most is the most polluted by your research?
Yes, River Pra.
Oh, I have a sample of it in my hand.
River Pra. The one thing about the politicians, when I want to, because when they say they are fighting Galamsey, and when we realize that the River Pra is becoming clear, we are just focused on it. When the clear nature of the water does not show that like it's contaminated or it's contaminant free, when the water body is contaminated, and we say we stop Galamsey, maybe the mud will go down and the water will become clear, but that water is not safe for you.
What are your recommendations before I let you go? A couple of key recommendations as a consultant toxicologist. What do you recommend?
I recommend. First of all, we have to find alternative livelihood for these people engaged in this Galamsey, because I found out that no matter what you do, because if someone's livelihood depends on that, no matter what you do, the person will even go back, even if it means shoot to kill. So the best thing is to find employment that is alternative livelihood to these people. And also let us also go into an alternative form of mining, whereby we can use maybe borax extraction instead of using cyanide or maybe mercury. Now everything has been advanced, technology.
Yes.
Recently I realized that one party manifesto was also preaching that they are going to look at the alternative mining that will not involve mercury. And if that comes to play, because the Galamsey, if you want to stop it, like we don't want to stop it. And the people that are actually endangered to have nothing to also depend on. So we have to get an alternative source of livelihood and also look for alternative form of gold extraction, which I recommend the borax extraction.
I thank you so much, toxicologist Yakubu Adam. For me, the headline is that there are only 2 regions that are free from this scourge.
My region and your region.
Yeah, Greater Accra
and Volta.
And Volta.
Last 2 standing.
We are not safe.
Last